Hi, my name is Jane Orloff, and I'm a Platinum Executive with Essante Organics. And today I have a privilege to have Jana Sabo with me. And Jana has developed her own products, over 60 products for her own business, as well as famous spas. And she has been an internationally recognized aromatherapist. Hi, Jana. Could you please share with us what we're going to talk about today?
Hi, Jenya. It's so nice to be here with you. Yes, we're going to talk about grandmother's most wonderful remedy, which is lavender augustifolia, and that's the Latin name for lavender essential oil. And the benefits of using lavender essential oil and what it's been used for centuries. My grandmother, her grandmother, her grandmother, her grandmother, her grandmother, and still used today in this country, especially now, much more. It's much more popular for remedy purposes. And our lavender is found in very high altitudes of Bulgaria, Zhenya. And the flower tops are what are collected and are distilled into the beautiful lavender essential oil. And I just want to say that the most amazing fact is, to give you an example, Zhenya, 150 pounds of lavender flower tops makes only about a pound, 16 ounces of lavender essential oil. Isn't that amazing?
Wow, that is amazing. And could you share with us what part of the plant is it taken from?
Well, lavender essential oil. When you go out into your yard or your garden, or you go to a lavender field like up in Sequim or in Spain or in France, in south of France, you would pick down a little bit, like about 6 inches of the stem and the flowers. But when you bring them in and you dry them, you hang them up for at least 6 hours. And most people dry their oils. Most distillers dry their flowers, their lavender flowers, for a day or more, usually about a day. And then they harvest just the flower tops, just the fragrant part. And then they steam distill. We steam distill, and cold. It's a cold press process, steam distillation that we use, never heated over a certain degree.
Great. And could you share with us what kind of physical and emotional, properties and benefits does this oil have?
Are you ready? There are many. There are a lot. So the physical benefits of lavender essential oil are anti-inflammatory qualities, used for people that have a high hypertension, and this can be used under the nose to cause relaxation. Muscle spasms, lavender can be used directly on a muscle spasm in the middle of the night if you wake up and you have a cramp. Headaches, respiratory problems, painful menstruation for women. You can add this to your hair rinse. It's great for if you have a loss of hair. You think that you have too much hair in your brush, and so you might think of using lavender in your hair rinse, and it's great for burns. That's historically evident from a French chemist, Gadafosse, who burned his hand. He had severe burns, Jenya, and he had lavender next to him in his lab, and he put his hand in it, and it pretty much cured. The lavender essential oil cured this burn. Within just a few hours, his skin was pretty much back to normal, and so he started to do a very extensive study on lavender essential oil. So it also works with eczema, And I've had some problems with eczema in this last 6 months, and I've been using lavender directly on my skin, actually, and sometimes actually more so with the sanitizer. You know, I'll put on the sanitizer first, and it's just really easy, and then I'll put a few drops of the lavender on. It's amazing how fast it helps to not only soothe the itch that eczema brings, but heal the skin very quickly. It's dealing with helping candida, problems that are internal, Jenya, that actually come out on the skin, which is the largest organ in the body. So if a person is having like psoriasis, it's usually, sometimes it's coming from leaky gut syndrome, and eczema can come from candida or wheat allergies or fermentation allergies. So then some of the emotional things that this helps, that lavender will help, using it in the attaching oil diffuser or our vaporizer sort of diffuser, is for if you need to relax, put a few drops in and have that going in a few minutes. I think everybody in the family is going to really be talking to each other in a pretty nice mood. It's very relaxing to have this essence around us, and balancing emotions, helping with irritability. It's great help aid during labor for women giving birth. I don't know if a lot of people know that, except lavender should not be used in the first trimester of pregnancy. So it's kind of interesting how we can use lavender essential oil. Women can use this during labor, but it's not recommended in the first trimester to use lavender, even though it's a very gentle essential oil. In the first trimester of pregnancy, it's something to share information with our friends. And also, it's great if somebody has insomnia and it's unnerving, and it helps if you know somebody who's angry, you can just put some in the sanitizer and spray it at them, and then maybe they'll change their mood.
That's so awesome. So many different uses. And Jenna, could you tell us if we can actually like mix it with other oils, and which ones are the best combination?
Yes, I think that, let's see, my favorite, well, first of all, it is to be known that I only use, after my long history in aromatherapy and making products, I only use Essante certified organic and wild-crafted essential oils. Very important that you recognize that I'm a certified aromatherapist, and I will only choose these essential oils because I know the quality and I know where they come from, and I just can't take a risk in using any essential oils that have traces of pesticides in them. So anyway, back to your question. The best way to find out what blends well when you're a novice at this is to take your two oils that you want to blend and go like this. This is the smell test. So your olfactory sensory system is knowing then, oh, that blends well, and ylang ylang is unnerving. So it's intensely amazing for relaxation, but also for the skin. So kings and queens used ylang ylang in a lot of their powdering and perfuming, also in their skincare. And if you find very expensive skincare today that even if they're synthetically put together, they are using ylang ylang. So in that way, for the skin, they also go very well together. Let's say in a lotion that somebody may be using, and that's organic, and then they can put, or like a jojoba oil, and then you can put a couple drops there and put it under the eyes and test it out that way, or just on the skin. Anyway, so these two together are my favorite, ylang ylang and lavender, for deep relaxation. Had a long day. This is a way to chill, and I mean chill. And then we have geranium rose. Okay, this is also great for the skin. Now I'm doubling up on what these are good for, so that we can just kind of cut to the chase and have a couple things we can use these 3 oils and then the 2 oils. So now, oh my God, this is like heaven on earth. Geranium rose, ylang ylang, and lavender. Okay? So, and in another class or video that we have, I'll explain more reasons why they go together very well. And then, but the smell test is a great way to start, that anybody can start blending these oils together. There are middle notes, top notes, and base notes, just like in music. And some of these oils are top and middle, like lavender is and that's what I want to talk about today, is a middle or top note. So you may find another oil that's a middle note and a base note, and then another one that's a top note, just to not to confuse anybody, just to say the base note may bring those other two together in such a wonderful way, almost like a fixative. So it makes those flowers really come to the top. That's how perfumers decide on what to put together, aside from using their senses. So that's one long answer to your question.
Thank you, Jenna. You're so knowledgeable. Could you please share with us if it's okay to apply directly to the skin, and if we should have, some concerns about that?
That's a really good question, and all too often people get really excited, so excited about having a garden in their house in the essential oils, and I understand, because one time in my life, I was at the beginning. I was at the foot of this mountain too, and I wanted to use them all right away. But the problem here is this: is that in my experience, even though I always thought that lavender was just great for baby, great for anybody, great for this, and nobody's going to have an allergy to it, nobody's going to have a problem with it, but in some cases I've come across working with the spas, massage therapists have had a very interesting experience where they will have a client that comes in literally and they will say, I'm allergic to lavender. I can't have this massage if you're using lavender. In other words, it might already be in their diffuser, and it wasn't discussed beforehand. So it is true. Some people have an allergy, like let's say a person who has hay fever. They may have an allergy to a certain plant. Okay. The best way to, and of course, with our essential oils, there'll be less. There's less allergens. We know that, but everybody has their own chemical makeup in their body. And we're dealing with the general public, so we have to be concerned about how we deal with this. So the best thing to do would be an essential oil skin patch test. And just leave about 24 hours for this if you're a practitioner or if you want to use these essential oils on somebody else. Because we want to encourage people to use the oldest medicine to man, which is using essential oils, instead of choosing a medicine to help them relax, like an anti-anxiety or whatever. And so what we want to do is put some essential oil on this part of your body, and then if you want overnight, you can put some nice little gauze, cotton gauze over it, wrap it around and then tie it, or like a sheet. You can use cotton. Don't use a Band-Aid, and because the plastic is not good for the essential oil. And then sleep with it on, or just walk around with it for a number of hours. And if you don't have a reaction, a negative reaction, you're not allergic to it. Or you can just use it all the time. But that is one way. Also, if you have a client and you're going to use it in a massage, the nicest thing to do for the client, who most of your clients and the people you meet won't be allergic to lavender because it's so gentle, just have them smell it first before you put it on their body and see how they feel about it. we want to invite people to open up their senses first and not come from a place that we know about this and it's going to heal them. It doesn't heal people. It can cause them healing. So we want to be, this is a gentle oil, and we want to be gentle with our clients and with our customers. So that's how we would like to share and educate. And that's the answer to your question. Is that kind of what you wanted to know?
Yes, thank you, Jenna. And I actually wanted to conclude our tonight's session because I know that you will be sharing many, many more with us. So stay tuned, everybody. And I wanted to just have this disclaimer at the end that, you know, FDA has not evaluated the statements, and our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any diseases, and you should consult your doctor before using them. But we have many, many testimonials of people who have had incredible results using our USDA certified organic essential oils. Thank you so much, Jenna, for sharing all this wonderful information with us.
Thank you so much, Jenny. This was just so great. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.